Good morning. Here's my outfit of the day. It's a big day in Southern California. There is precipitation on the ground. I'm not even sure I can call it rain because it's very faint, but it is cooler today and it's going to rain a little bit. So I am wearing my leggings, which are my favorite things to wear when it's cold and raining. I'm wearing this top from Old Navy that was a part of my Old Navy haul. And I have a tank top underneath because the top is a little thin. And then I'm wearing these brown boots from Nordstrom that I got a few years ago. And this necklace that I believe is from Charming Charlie. And my two-tone Michael Kors watch. So I will probably talk to you on the way to work. See ya. I did not get to speak to you on my way to work because I got in the car and the battery on my iPad was dead, and I use my iPad when I'm in the car. So I am just getting ready for the day. It is sprinkling outside, and sprinkling is probably a very generous word for me to use. It's more like misting, but we do live in Southern California. And misting to us it's a weather element. So the kids will be coming into the classroom a little bit earlier because we don't want them to get wet. They might melt. So anyway, as far as my weekend went, I had a pretty good weekend. The cable guy came again on Saturday, and I was assured that this particular cable guy was going to solve the problem, and it all started off on the wrong foot because he was supposed to come between 8:30 and 9:30, which meant I had to wake up early on Saturday, which was kind of annoying, but it was nice that the window was only 1 hour. So at about 7:45, 7:50, I got up, took my dog out to use the bathroom, and my intention was to go upstairs and get dressed and get ready for the cable guy because, you know, they're supposed to call you 30 minutes before they're arriving. So I walk outside, half asleep in my bathrobe, and the cable guy's there telling me he's ready. And so I told him, well, I was told 8:30 to 9:30, so I'm not dressed. So I was kind of annoyed that he came early. Not so much that he came early, but that he came early and didn't call me ahead of time to say I'm running early so that I could be ready. But he came in, and he was a very young guy, and as soon as he started talking, I knew he had no idea what he was doing. So he spent 2 hours at my house, talked in a bunch of circles, said a bunch of things that meant a bunch of nothing, and left. And his solution was, I should call Charter Communications, which is the other cable company in my area. So needless to say, my internet is still not working. I even mentioned, because some of you told me about asking for an internet boost or an internet booster, so I asked him about that, and he just laughed that off and said that wasn't the issue. So it's still not working, and I'm still frustrated. So I took my computer to my mom's house to upload the blog for you guys. So when I have time, I probably will start making some phone calls to see what my options are with other companies, because at this point it's absolutely ridiculous. But I will also be calling AT&T to let them know that I feel like I need to be compensated, because one of the things he suggested to solve my internet problem was to just use a wire to connect my internet. And I said, number one, the last technician tried that and it didn't work, and number two, why would I want to do that when I'm paying for wireless and now it's no longer wireless? So after he left, I went to my mom's house, and I know it's kind of boring. I go to my mom's house, and when I say my mom, it's my mom's house, my dad's house, and my brother's house. I think it sounds like it's just my mom's house, but I go there at least once a weekend because it is just nice to be around your family. At least for me, I'm lucky enough that my family gets along, and it's just really relaxing to be around them. So I go there at least once over the weekend. And then yesterday I did my grocery shopping and graded some papers. I finished the lines of Little Rock over the weekend, so that was great. So in terms of today, I will be giving a math quiz on chapter 4. We will be going to the library, and I will start teaching, doing some explicit teaching on narrative writing as a part of our PLC plan. And I will be talking to some of my kids because I looked over their Wonders work from their My To-Do list, and some of my kids are turning in pages that are not complete, and just not turning in pages at all. And I don't think that they realize that eventually I'm going to see that it's not complete, so I have to go over go over some things with quite a few students, because quite a few of them tried to do that, and so we'll be having a conversation. So anyway, I have to get my classroom ready. I just want to check in with you because I didn't get to talk to you on the way to work. So I hope you all have a great morning, and I'll talk to you later today. It's about 4:15. I thought I was going to be leaving about an hour ago because it's Monday, minimum day, so I thought I'd be able to make it out at contract, but I didn't. It's okay though, because I got quite a bit done. One of the reasons why I'm leaving a little bit later is because I was socializing. So after school I was talking to a couple of my friends. One of my friends just recently got engaged, so I was listening to some of the details about that and talking to some of our coworkers about her engagement. And so I lost some time there, but it's fine because I got to talk and catch up with my friend. So before I left, I thought I would go ahead and do a what's in my bag, what's in my teacher bag. A few of you have requested that I do it, and I've actually recorded this a couple times, but it always ends up being deleted when I'm editing, when I'm trying to keep the videos in a reasonable amount of time. So I'm gonna try and do it really quickly here. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just show you the bag empty. So this is the bag that I carry. It is a Scout bag, and I found out about this company I think at the end of last school year, and I found out about it by watching I think I was watching a what's in my teacher bag video, and someone had this. And one of the reasons why I decided to order it, because up until this year I was carrying a My 31 bag that one of my students gave me a few years ago, and I loved that bag, but it was getting a little worn. So when I was watching the video, what I liked about it is that the person explained that these are actually wipeable. So I don't know if you can hear the sound of the bag, but it is wipeable. It's, for lack of a better term, I just refer to a lot of things as crunchy. It's like a crunchy material. It does have the ability to zip, so there is a zipper part. It has these two flaps where you can zip them, but I never have this bag zipped. And it has two pockets in the front, these two here that I use, and then there's two more here in the back that I never use. One of the things I also like is that it does stand up in this shape, so it never loses this shape whether there's something in it or not. So as you can see, it's empty right now, but it does hold this shape, so I really do like that. One thing I do not like, if you're looking for a new bag, is I do not like the length of these straps. They're very short, and I don't like the fact that in order for me to put this bag on, it's a two-handed job. Like, I can't just squeeze one arm in and swing it over. I have to physically pick it up with one hand, get it on my shoulder with the other, or get it on the shoulder. And with my My 31 bag, I can kind of scoop my shoulder and just pick up the bag that way, which sounds silly, but in the morning when I'm tussling with this bag, my lunch bag, my purse, locking the dog up, it just kind of annoys me. They do have another bag that has a longer strap, but that strap was too long. If I had bought that one, my bag would be like hitting me at the hip, which I didn't want. So that's that. This bag I think cost me about $30. So let's talk about what I carry into it. So right now it's empty, and I'm just gonna pack my bag to go home so that you can see what it is I take home on a typical day. So the first thing I'll do is tell you what I keep in these two front pockets. And the first thing that I have is my Kate Spade pencil case. This was a birthday present from my mom. I saw it. Of course, it was expensive. Given the fact that it's a pencil case, it was about $30, which is expensive for a pencil case. But I love the print because I wear glasses and I love the glasses print. And so this was my birthday was the perfect opportunity to ask for an expensive pencil case. So in this particular case, I keep all of the pens that I use for grading. So you can see in there, I won't take them all out, but I do want to show you these pens. These are friction pens, and I don't think it's focusing. I don't know how to make it focus. So it's a friction pen, and what I like about these is that these are erasable. So if you look at the tip here, this is an erasable tip, and it just uses like friction from you kind of rubbing this on the paper to erase. It doesn't create any eraser mess. It erases very nicely, and I like to use these when I'm writing inside of my life planner or my teacher planner, because if I make a mistake, I don't have to worry about messing up my cute planner because I can erase it. And I especially love these for grading, so that if I make a mistake or I need to change a grade, I can erase it without messing up the paper and scribbling all over it. So I have a bunch of these in different colors. I have some at home as well. You can buy these in smaller packs off of Amazon, or you can buy a very big multicolored pack. I think the 24 pack that I bought a while ago was maybe $13. So that's pretty much what's in here. A bunch of correcting pens, a couple of highlighters, and a few little post-it tags, these kinds of things. But for the most part, it's a bunch of correcting pens, a couple pencils, and highlighters. So I keep that in this first pocket. This second pouch is here. I got this from Michael's this summer, and inside this pouch I keep the stickers that I use when I'm grading tests, and really tests. I only put stickers on tests because these scented stickers are not cheap, so I only use those for tests. I have some post-it flags, I have some highlighters in here, and I also keep the tripod for my camera that I use to vlog. So it's not in here right now because my camera is sitting on it. So I keep that in the second pocket right there. For some reason, excuse me, there's a binder clip on the front of my bag. I just always have a random binder clip in different places. There's no real reason besides I'm too lazy to put them back where they belong. So that's what this is. So the first thing I'm going to pack, and what I pack home every day, is my teacher planner. Just to kind of give you an update with the post-it note planning. If you watch the why I switched back to the teacher planner, I do still like it. It's nice and it's clean. It's just nice to look at, and it really does just make me happy, and it's not very difficult to do. So that goes in here. The next thing I'm going to take home, I usually don't take these home, but I am taking home my chapter 4 math TE because I just gave a quiz today and it has the key in there, so I need that. I'm taking home the chapter 5 math TE because I need to start looking at what videos I'm going to be recording for chapter 5 in math. So I kind of want to get started and hopefully start recording those videos this week. I will also be taking these 2 file folders home. This one's empty, doesn't have anything in it right now, and I got these from the dollar spot at Target. This one has things that I need to grade in it. So I have the math quizzes in here that I just gave today that I'm going to grade. There's also some PLC paperwork that I need to work on tonight and give to my principal. And I just bought this off of Teachers Pay Teachers. I'm going to be grading the Google Classroom writing assignment that I just gave, and I'm only going to be grading it looking at cups, capitalization, usage, punctuation, and spelling. That's all I'm going to be grading those Google Classroom assignments for. So all of that is in here. What I try to do is anything that I need to grade, I try and stick it inside of file folders so I don't just have random papers floating around, and then when I'm done grading them, I just leave them outside of the file folder, and that helps me to know when I look in my bag what has already been graded and needs to be returned and what still needs to be graded. The next thing I'm putting in is my little notebook that I use to keep all my notes for the math videos that I create. I do also write other notes in here. So I started this notebook at the end of last year, and it has notes that I took for starting guided reading. What did I think I wanted that to look like? Any other ideas I have in terms of management in my classroom or lessons, I also write them in here. So there's kind of a mixture of things in here, but I always have this with me in case I get some inspiration or something. I do bring my iPad to and from school every day. So this is my iPad. We do have a iPad provided to us by the school, but it is very small. And the reason why I use this is because I use Doceri, which is an app that allows me to control what's on my desktop computer through my iPad, which is very helpful. It allows me to walk around when I'm projecting something from the computer. And speaking of projector, I got some exciting news last week. I'm getting a brand new projector in my classroom, which is a huge deal because I have a projector now and it is on its last leg. And when I project things on the board, you know that something's projected up there, but you can't really read it. And it just is kind of a nightmare to look at for my students. So our computer lab technician came in and told me I'm getting a new projector soon. And I made my students give him a round of applause because I was that excited. So, I used my iPad to project from Doceri. My friend who used Doceri a little bit longer than I had and had some experience with it said it's easier to manipulate on the screen when you're dealing with the bigger screen, and the iPads that the school provides us were iPad mini. So I do bring this. The other reason I bring this is because I do use this to record. So a couple of people have asked, what am I using to record when I'm in my car? It's actually just my iPad sitting on the dashboard. And that just happened to work out. So I have my iPad. And then lastly, I have my life planner. So my first video when I restarted this channel talked about why I went from this to the teacher planner. And I really thought my teacher planner would be able to manage my teaching to-do list plus my personal to-do list. And for the first few weeks of school, there were things like outside of school that I kept forgetting and I wasn't on top of. And I realized it's because I didn't have this little planner anymore. So this does have my to-do list for both my personal things and school things. So I do use stickers. I buy a bunch of Darcy sticker sets from Michael's for $1. So I also carry this with me, and some days I'm really bad and I never even look at it, and that defeats the purpose. But sometimes I just get so wrapped up in what I'm doing, I forget to stop and check it. I also carry my camera in my work bag, the camera that I use to vlog. This is the case, and the camera that I use is the Canon G7X, and it is kind of a pricey camera, but it does give you good video quality. And I initially bought this camera to make my math videos. So if you've subscribed to my Life in Room 27 channel, or you've watched a couple of my math videos, at the very end there's like a credits list, and those were people that donated to my Donors Choose project. So I had a Donors Choose project for this camera. I raised about half of the money that I needed, and then I closed it because I really needed to just buy the camera before the school year started because I wanted to get a head start on making the videos. But I also wanted to acknowledge the people that had donated to my project. So that is how I financed some of the camera, and I carry it in here. It comes with me every day so that I can talk to you guys. And that's pretty much it. So this is what my bag looks like when it's filled. I try and keep it pretty neat, and it does get a bit heavy. As far as whether I prefer this bag over my 31 bag, I'm still not really sure. The straps really do drive me crazy, the way that they are short. I would just like them to be a hair longer. What I liked about the My 31 bag that I had is I was able to lay my things flat, and that allowed me to fit more in it. But at the same time, I do like the fact that this size of this bag does confine the amount that I can take home, so I can't get too overzealous with how much work I think I'm going to accomplish when I get home. So I don't hate it, but I'm not like totally in love with it, if that makes sense. So, and I am very into bags, so I don't know. I'll probably stick with it this year, but there's a part of me that's like, I don't know, I might get a new bag at some point this school year. and it's probably just an excuse for me to buy another bag because I do love bags. My mom calls me the bag lady. So that's really it. On an average day, that is what I'm carrying to and from school in my bag. Aside from that, I have my lunch bag that I carry, and I carry my purse, and the people at school make fun of me because they call me a bag lady, but I'm not really carrying that much more than anyone else. I think some people incorporate their purse into their work bag, and I just can't function like that because I have my glasses, I have just a lot of things that I need to have in my purse. So I hope that was interesting to you. That is what I carry on a day-to-day basis as far as my day.
You love all-day breakfast.
I love all-day breakfast.
You don't love that you can't get all your favorites all day.
I want McGriddles too.
Now you.
Here's my outfit of the day. Today I'm wearing a long dress that I bought from The Gap several years ago. This blue cardigan is also from The Gap, and these blue sandals are also from The Gap. I'm pretty sure I bought all of these things at the same time. I'm wearing my initial necklace here, and then my silver watch, and my Tiffany's bracelet here. So I will talk to you guys in a little while. I wanted to check in on my way to work because I had such a great evening. At the end of the day yesterday when I was walking out, I talked to one of the second grade teachers, Mrs. Phelps, and she was saying that she was kind of saying like, I feel kind of good. And so I was asking her like in what way, and she was saying she finally is starting to feel like she's caught up on things, and I was telling her that's the way that I am starting to feel. Like the past couple of days I've been a little nervous because I have felt like I'm caught up with the things I need to be caught up in terms of lesson planning and grading and everything, and it almost made both of us nervous because it makes us feel like we're forgetting something because we've been working at such a pace of like catching up since the beginning of the school year. So we were joking because I'm saying it took all of a whole trimester for us to get to a point where we feel like we had our head above water. So I am feeling that way right now. I feel like what I'm doing right now in my life right now as a teacher is manageable, and I'm not perpetually behind or catching up, and everything is feeling a little bit more fluid. So the reason why yesterday was so good is because I left at a reasonable hour. I left at 4:30, and even though that was later than what I intended, it was still relatively early for me. And I came home, I was able to walk the dog. I came home and I cooked the pesto bean soup, which turned out really good. And I was done cooking dinner and having my lunch packed and things ready for the next day by 6:30. So I was able to eat dinner at a nice, reasonable hour and still have some time after that to get a couple of things done for work and still go upstairs and get a chance to read for a little while and go to bed. So I am hoping that I am officially on the path of that being a typical evening and not what has been my typical evening. We're having recess right now, and I just wanted to let you hear the sounds that I've been hearing all day outside of my classroom, thanks to the installation of solar panels. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's that and jackhammering right outside my classroom. What a great Tuesday. Okay, I am on my way to my ETA meeting. I'm running late. I'm always late to those meetings. It's very hard for me to get out of my classroom by 3:15 to get to the meeting at 3:30, but I'm not too late. But I just wanted to check in to tell you the morning that I had. So as you know, my school is in the process of getting solar panels, solar panels in the parking lot, which means our parking lot is pretty much non-usable right now, and there's construction people there. And to some extent, it does look like a construction site in certain places. So it was this morning. I was right in the middle of teaching my writing lesson that I needed, one of them that I needed to get through for the PLC benchmark that we're going to give our classes on Monday. And suddenly there is this loud, roaring, thundering jackhammering that starts going on just outside of my classroom door. Like, I can't even describe how loud it was. And for the type of class that I have, that is the last thing that you want to have happen in the middle of a lesson. And I literally stopped mid-sentence, and I must have had just this crazy look on my face because my kids started laughing because they knew, like, I was just beside myself with irritation. So I immediately called the office and I said, is there any way that we can tell those guys to maybe do that at recess or at lunch, because it is very, very loud. That they were right outside my door. So the office secretary, Gina, said, let me see what I can do. So she apparently spoke to the principal, and after that, because I didn't know how long it was going to take for the principal to see what she could do, I had to pop my head out the door, and I actually had to interrupt the construction guys to say, excuse me, can you tell me how long that's going to take? So he was nice about it. He said, well, I kind of need to do this. This will last for about 5 minutes right outside your door, and then I'll go a little bit further out. But in total, it's going to be about 30 minutes of jackhammering. So I said, okay, so like 5 minutes? And he said, yeah. So he kept going for 5 minutes, and I literally had to scream to teach. Like, I was talking as loud as I could. And then a few minutes later, the principal came in, I think to check to see just how loud it was. And as soon as she came in, she realized, oh, it's very loud, and told me, you know, she had spoke to them and they pretty much told her the same thing they had told me. But I just couldn't even, like, I know everybody's focused on their job and those guys are just doing their job. But at that time, I'm like, really, we couldn't do that at another time where the kids are not in the class? I don't know who's in charge of that, but, you know, a fly flying outside your window can be a distraction to some students. So that was completely distracting to my entire class and their teacher. I couldn't even handle it. So that was the adventure of this morning. Aside from that, nothing really eventful happened. I continued. I had another great day with my class. We got through everything that we needed to get through, even with us having extra PE because we won, or not extra PE, sorry, extra recess because we won Spirit Wear last week. So that was good. I'm just a few minutes away from my ETA meeting. I will try and record just a little snapshot of what that looks like. But if not, I will probably check in then tomorrow. After this meeting, I'm going to go home to walk my dog. I don't have to cook. I'm having leftovers, and I need to grade some math quizzes. So that's what's on my agenda for the rest of the day. So right now I'm out having my daily walk with Genesis, and to be honest with you, some days I hate this walk because it feels like just a chore that I have to do after school. I primarily do it for her, but today I'm having one of those walks with her where it really is benefiting me more than I'm sure her. It's nice out. The weather's not too hot. It's not too cold. Aside from the cars going by, it's really peaceful out. There's not a lot going on. So it just feels very relaxing to me right now, which is good because I know on the way home from my ETA meeting, I felt my stress levels rising for some unknown reason. So this has been really good for me to relax. So as you know, I'm always trying to make sure I have some kind of balance in my life, taking care of myself both physically and mentally. And this is something that helps with that. So I hope that you guys found some time to relax today and clear your mind, get some fresh air, walk your dog, whatever the case may be. So yeah, I just want to share my pleasant walk that I'm having with my dog. Good morning. Here's my outfit of the day. Today I'm wearing some older items that I've had for a while. These black pants I bought from New York & Company probably 2 to 3 years ago. This top here, I don't know if you could see, but it has little bunnies on it, and I got this from H&M a couple of years ago, and I think it was actually on the clearance rack. I think I paid maybe $10 for it, but I like it because it's just fun, but it looks nice at the same time. I'm wearing these black flats from Aldo, my pointed toed ones. I'm wearing my black and gold Michael Kors watch, and that's it in terms of accessories because I think the bunnies do quite a bit. So I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Is that right now?
No, you're not. Jesus. Why did they even ask?
Hello, Cindy.
Hi. It's Wednesday. We're going to Burger Town.
Please give them the rundown.
Well, I think, well, just, I don't know if you can see the construction that's happening.
Oh, I've showed them.
Oh, you did?
It's gotten worse.
Yes.
Look at
For some
that.
reason, that just makes our kids go bananas.
What? Let me just describe to you what's in the parking lot right now. There's
that machine?
partially erected solar panels. I'm gonna say there's a good 10, 15 construction men. There's fencing, there's construction trucks.
Construction guys are supposed to be nice looking.
It's a construction zone at our school. By about 8:20, all of us were done with our classes.
Yes.
I was done with them. Luckily, well, no, not luckily. We were supposed to have PE at 1:30 on Wednesdays and Fridays.
Yeah.
The wind is blowing a touch, just a touch, and so that means inclement weather. So then instead of having PE in the afternoon, at the very last minute, we were told, no, you're having PE first thing in the morning, which was a double-edged sword. On the one hand, I was happy because I really needed a break for my kids after 5 minutes of time with them. So it was great for that. But on the second hand, that was not how I had my day planned.
It throws your whole schedule off.
It throws your whole schedule off. I now have to teach writing after lunch, which is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Am I going right or left?
You're going to go left. It's only been 15 minutes. It's fine.
So we're going to Burger Town, which I've gone to for years, but I never remember how to get there.
Yeah.
And so by recess, we were just all at our wits' end. And we're not supposed to go to lunch until the first Friday of every month, but we were all in such a state that the only solution to our problem...
It's not the first of any month, nor is it a Friday, but
Yeah.
we're all...
But you guys, we didn't go this month anyway, though, so it's okay.
But we did, we went the week before, so we can't even cheat and say, well, we're on time.
Yes. I'm just staying very quiet.
But I'm so tired of salads, and I know you guys are too.
I love salad.
I do too, but not every day.
I could eat a salad, but today of all days, I told Liza, I woke up at 4:20 this morning and I was already done with my day.
Yes.
So,
Just the fact that the alarm went off.
to be done upon waking up and then come to school and your kids are out of sorts and there's construction zones everywhere.
Yes.
Oh, and then at recess, they couldn't even play at recess because that was the time the construction men thought, let's move our giant truck from one end of the playground to the other.
When we had 4th grade, 5th grade, and 2nd grade.
And 2nd
out there.
grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we said all that to say we are now at Burger Town. I'm gonna eat a cheeseburger and some French fries. Are you gonna have a salad, a dry salad?
I will not.
Cindy?
Or I will, just for
No,
you.
I might have a baconless and tomato.
Cindy's gonna have a BLT,
Probably.
so we hope that you guys is. Oh, and there's a staff meeting today. Yay!
I can't even believe you're saying that. I forgot all about that.
Hopefully, you guys' hump day is going better than ours.
Happy hump day.
Have a good one.
day.
Bye.
Welcome
Oh my God.
to our Wonders celebration. because you all are so wonderful. You have to appreciate that. So anyway, Connie and I really just wanted to celebrate you all. I know that with our Wonders implementation, Dr. Fair's this is good stuff.
Put food in front of us, we're gonna act like this.
Oh, that was strong eye contact.
He was hiding. Okay. So anyways, so this is good stuff. I just wanted, Connie and I both really just wanted to celebrate our new curriculum. We know that it has been rough. We know that it has been tough. We know that you are trying. We know that you go home very tired. We know that in spite of it all, you are giving our students the best that you have to give them, and you are working through Wonders, and you are working through, we can't do it in 5 days, can we do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and really just trying to figure it out. But we appreciate all that you are doing, and we know that October is the month that gets a little crunchy. It's, you know, we're just coming out of parent conferences, going into report cards, still trying to figure out Wonders. And so thank you, Connie, for all that you did to create our little,
Don't touch it, don't touch it.
don't touch it, okay. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So again, we really just wanted to celebrate you and just to put a little sugar in your day, and let you know that we recognize that you guys are working very, very hard and trying to just kind of go with the ebb and flow of Wonders, and we recognize that it's not easy, but we also recognize that you are really, really giving it your best shot, and so thank you for that.
Good morning, here's my outfit of the day. Today I'm wearing this black dress that I got from New York & Company a few years ago. I am wearing my blue sandals that I bought this summer from DSW, a silver watch, and my Tiffany's bracelet, I should say, and then just my initial necklace here. So that is it. I will talk to you guys in a little bit.
Dropping, covering, and holding on. We're going to stay in this position for just a few more seconds. Also, teachers, this is a great time to look around your room and see what may have potential to fall, and those items need to be moved. Again, this is a great time to look around your room and do an inventory if you see anyone, anything.
Just finished getting gas for my car. It's 4:59. I gotta go to the beauty supply right now because I have a hair appointment tomorrow and I need some supplies for that. But let me just tell you, today has been a very, very, very difficult day. So I don't know, for whatever reason, I woke up this morning just really tired, and I actually got plenty of rest. Like, I got to bed on time, So I wasn't shorted any sleep, but I just woke up like groggy, not clear-headed is the best way I can describe it. And then I dragged myself to the gym thinking that my little gym trip will kind of help me out, help me wake up. And even at the gym, I was dragging at the gym. Like I barely broke a sweat because I just couldn't get it together. And I've pretty much felt that way all day, like just tired, almost feeling like I'm half asleep. So that, of course, made things challenging when you don't feel fully awake or quite awake or on top of your game. And on top of that, if you're a man out there, I'm sorry if this is too much information, but I think I'm PMSing, so my patience is just short. Like I just feel like my hormones are out of balance. In general, my class was okay, but I do have, you know, my couple of kids that are just really challenges with their behavior. And by the end of the day, it was just too much for me to handle, in the sense that it got to me. It made me stressed, it made me frustrated, and it's gotten to the point where today it was interrupting my teaching. So I have had behavior issues in my class before. Every year I have at least one, if not more. But I think what's different about this year is that the behavior issues that I've had in the past have been kids that have an issue, but they're quiet in their issue. So I've had kids that are emotionally disturbed, kids that have behavior issues, but the majority of their time they're pretty quiet, but you just have to be aware of the fact that there could be something that triggers them, and then that's when their behavior comes about. This year, I have multiple behavior issues, and they're pronounced issues, meaning that they're not quiet, they're not subdued, they are on all day, every day, and they're like hyperactive issues. So one of the students that I've talked to you about before, for example, yesterday, during my guided reading lesson, I literally had to have him sit at my feet because he could not work independently without me being there. Today, he had a very rough day, just out of his seat, agitating his neighbors, never quite on task with what I've told him to do, just distracted. So I sent him out. He came back later in the day, used foul language in class. So I went to the principal after school and told her that we need to do something, because I have contacted this student's parents a couple of occasions and he has not responded to me contacting him. So I think we're going to try and start the SST process, which stands for student study, see about getting him on a 504 plan, which is just kind of an individualized plan that's not quite an IEP, but just a list of things that we're going to try to do to support a student, whether it be for academics or their behavior. In this case, it's more focused on his behavior, even though the student is struggling academically. And I told my principal today, like, I cannot sustain this. Like, I'm not going to be able to make it through the school year if this is how my day is going, because it is all day and it is constant. And it feels unfair to the other students in my class because A, it's interrupting my teaching, which is interrupting their learning, and B, it's depleting all the patience that I have, which makes me feel like the amount of patience I have with just the general things my class would do is diminished because I'm so spent on managing a handful of students' behavior. So I had to talk to my assistant principal about that after school. We're going to try some things, but to have to deal with that level of behavior issue on a day where you already are feeling not quite awake, just not like, I don't know how to describe it, not clear, not on your A game, or whatever the case may be, made for a very challenging day. I am at a place right now where I really need a mental health day. So those of you that are new or you don't teach, when the teacher takes a mental health day, that means he or she is taking a sick day, and they're not like sick with a cold or a flu, but you just need like a day to rest or recoup or rejuvenate. And I'm really there. I wish I could take one of those days, but I kind of can't because there's a lot of important things coming up. Like I need to be there tomorrow because we're reviewing for a math test. I need to be there Monday because we're giving the PLC writing assessment. Then in a couple of days, or in a few days, within the next week or so, I'll be out for different reasons, which I don't want to be out that many times. But I need it so bad right now that I'm tempted to do it because today was just really rough. And I just feel bad for my class sometimes because I know my patience is short. I know that I'm not as tolerant as maybe I would be in years past because I'm just so spent on these particular behavior issues that I'm dealing with in class. So it was a really rough day. Aside from that, I took a little video clip. Hopefully I'll be able to include it, but we also had something called the Great Shakeout today at about 10:20. I live in California, and our biggest concern in terms of disaster drills and things like that are earthquakes. So we had a earthquake drill at 10:20, and lots of places and people in the state of California participated in that. So people at work, at their jobs or whatever, were also doing the drill at that particular time. This was a modified drill. Normally we would go outside and do the whole school drill, but we just did a duck and cover to kind of remind the kids of what you need to do should we have a major earthquake. So I just don't know. I just had a really rough day. Like, the teaching was fine. I got through most of everything. I didn't fully get through all of the writing lesson that I wanted to get through today, so I have to carry that over into tomorrow, which makes the lesson that I have intended for tomorrow a little bit more challenging because I'll be short time. But I just, it was a rough one. So when I talked to my assistant principal, she did offer, like, you know, LaTanya, if you need a break from a couple of students and you just need to have them sent out, feel free to send them up to the office. I try and avoid doing that. I have rarely ever had to do that, but I might have to take her up on that offer this year because it's getting to be too much. It's just getting to be too much. So I am on my way to the beauty supply right now, and then I'm going to go home. Well, definitely I should walk my dog because I am tense and wound up, and I'm still in the middle of grading those math quizzes. I'm almost done. I only got the fronts of them graded during the debate last night, so I need to finish up the backs and rest and unwind. I'm not cooking tonight. I'm going to get something from Waba Grill, which is kind of like a flame broiler. I don't know if you guys have those anywhere else, but it's like brown rice, teriyaki chicken, and green onions in a bowl, and it's really good. So I'm doing that for dinner because I don't have my Blue Apron subscription because my debit card information was stolen, so that kind of interrupted things. But that was my Thursday. Thank God tomorrow is Friday because I need the weekend like nobody's business. So good morning. Here's my outfit of the day. Today I'm wearing a tank top that my mom bought for me from H&M, and I'm wearing another white tank top underneath because it's kind of sheer. I'm wearing this short sleeve sweater that I got from New York & Company, I believe. My jeans from Old Navy, and I am wearing some sandals that I bought from like a little independently owned shop at our mall. And today I'm actually wearing a hat to work because I didn't really want to do my hair too much. So here it is. I hope you guys have a great Friday morning, and I'll talk to you in a little while. Hello, it's 2:12 on a Friday. Thank God it's Friday is all I can say. My kids are currently at PE. I have about 8 minutes left of my prep time. And oh, let me show you the room as of 2:12 right now. Here's my room. This day has not exactly gone the way that I've planned. What I was supposed to do today was we were supposed to review for our Chapter 4 math test that we were going to give on Monday, but we decided to reschedule that because we are going to also give them the PLC writing assessment on Monday, and we thought having them do that in a math test was a bit much, especially given the fact that it was a minimum day. So that meant I didn't do any Chapter 4 math review. We're going to push that to next week. It's been a challenging day because I didn't get as much as I wanted to get done. My kids are not quite as focused as I would like them to be. It's kind of funny, like their behavior is better in some ways, but still struggling in others. And one of those ways is just them recognizing that they're at school to learn and focus and pay attention, and every waking moment of their day at school can't be filled with fun and laughter and joy. So sometimes it takes a minute for us to get things done, just to kind of get them quiet and settled down. It was also difficult because I continue to have issues with my very hyperactive student. So I spoke to the principal after school yesterday, I think I said in yesterday's clip, and we're gonna try and meet with the dad to see about coming up with some strategies to help his child, because he is extremely hyperactive. Like, I've never seen anything quite like it. And like I've said before, I've had major behavior issues before, some of which technically are more severe than him, like emotionally disturbed kids that were unpredictable. It could be, you know, dangerous to themselves and sometimes others, depending on what triggered them. But the thing with him is he's constantly moving, constantly going, constantly agitating, just it's a constant, and it is affecting his performance. So my assistant principal gave me some dates to offer to the parent for us to meet. I texted the parent through Remind and said, here are some dates we'd like you to look at. Please let me know which day and time you can meet. And his response was, none of them, I work. And it was kind of like I can't meet at all because I work too many hours, which I understand. My parents were working parents. I get that. We all need to work. So I said, okay, well, can you give me some dates and times that you know that you would be available, and we'll be sure to work around that. And he didn't respond to that message. He did respond and ask me some particulars of what happened with his son yesterday, because I did let him know his son used some foul language, so I told him exactly what his son said. After that, he didn't respond, and then hours passed, and I said, even if you can't meet, you can send another adult on your behalf to kind of meet with us and then relay the information to you, because this is very serious. Like, your son's behavior is very disruptive to me, his classmates, and the general function of this classroom, and it's affecting his grades. His son right now is having severe academic issues that I do believe are associated with his behavior. And he still hasn't responded to that message. And I talked to the student today and asked him, did your dad talk to you? Do you know if he got my messages? And the student said that he saw the messages last night because his dad was sleeping. So now I'm not even sure if the dad saw the messages, because this particular student, he's savvy enough to delete the message. I don't know. So I texted the dad again today to say, I'm just confirming that you got my last couple of messages, and I still haven't heard anything back. So I say all that to say this: I do not have any kids. I've never been a parent. I don't know what it's like to be a parent and work. So I'm only speaking from my experience as a teacher and watching other people. And I can imagine what it must be like to get messages from your child's teacher saying their behavior is not acceptable, or they're being disruptive, or their grades are not doing well. And so I don't know if this parent's not responding because he's overwhelmed, or he's stressed, or he's embarrassed. But I just wish, if you're a parent out there, but not a teacher, just a parent that happens to be watching teacher vlogs for some reason, I think what I would want parents to know is that the teachers are just contacting you because they really are trying to find a solution to the problem. Like, I really am trying to find a solution to this student's issue, because even though his behaviors are very stressful to me and very taxing on my patience, I know that he cannot control everything that he's doing. Like, I do not think he is purposely waking up trying to just come to school and be off task. And I'm trying to let the dad know and understand that this is a little bit more than just an active boy, or, you know, a active child. Like this, like, it's medical. Like, I'm very hesitant to say someone should be on medication, and this is probably the first time I've seen someone where I think he needs some kind of support or something. And so I wish parents just knew that teachers know that it's hard to hear. We don't want to send the message because we know it's not a message any parent wants to see. But at the same time, we're sending you a message because we need your help. Like, we need to know, what have you done in the past that's maybe worked, or what do you know that maybe you're not telling us? Because if we don't know what you know, then sometimes we can't help your child, and your child's learning does suffer if you know something that we don't know, or if you're resistant to maybe looking into some avenues to see about how to support your child better. So I am hoping this parent responds eventually. I did talk to the student because I felt like if the parent never responds, let me go ahead and have like a very honest conversation with the student. And I did after recess, because this morning he came in by about 8:30 or so. I had sent him up to the office with the referral because he was making racial comments to the students at his desk. And by that point, I just really needed him to be removed from the room. Honestly, like, there comes a point where a teacher just needs a student to be removed from the classroom because they need a break, and I needed a break. And I don't like doing that because I can handle it. Like, I usually can handle it, and I don't even want to send them to another teacher's classroom because I know how busy everybody else is. And this is not the type of student you can send and he'll go and be quiet wherever he's at. He would go there and be disruptive in that class. So I sent him up to the office with the referral. And I want to say within 5 to 10 minutes later, he was brought back to the class by the principal, which I will admit was frustrating, because I wanted to say, I've worked here for 11 years and I've had a lot of behavior issues, a lot of severe ones, and you could probably count on a hand how many times I've sent someone up. And so I felt like the fact that I'm sending this student up right now at this time of day, we haven't even been in school an hour, should at least tell you I needed a break. And I didn't feel like it was fair to send him to another teacher's class. And I don't know why he was brought back. I don't know what the reason was. But it just, in that moment, I was really frustrated. I was really, really frustrated because the way he came back made it seem like nothing really happened up there. So that's just kind of added to my overall levels of stress. This year, I think, is going to be it's going to be one of the toughest years I've ever had, because there's so many things going on at once. So dealing with that student, I have another student who has meltdowns, and then I have some other students that it just varies day by day that are also very active. I have 33 kids. My language arts curriculum is new. I have the pressure of having the principal's child in my class, which is just pressure. Regardless if the principal's in your face or not, it's just like psychologically, that's just pressure. I started 2 YouTube channels, one for my class, and I make these math videos, and one for you guys. And those are fun for me, but it is still another thing for me to do. And I've been working at a crazy pace, just trying to keep up with everything, and it's October. So there's a very good chance that I'm going to take a mental health day on Monday. Like, I just really feel like it's for the good of me. And honestly, it's for the good of my kids. So it's 12:20. I gotta go get my kids right now. I'm gonna try and wrap everything up before I head off to my hair appointment, but I hadn't talked to you guys at all today, so I thought I'd check in. So I'll be back in a little while. 2:57. I dismissed the kids about 10 minutes ago, and I'm packing my things up to go home. I am not lesson planned for next week. And I don't know, well, I do know, I will not be leaving here lesson plan next week. Honestly, I don't have the energy. I don't have the mental fortitude. I don't even have the motivation to get myself planned for next week. And even if I did, I do have to leave to go to my hair appointment. And I won't plan when I get home because I prefer to plan here at school where all my TEs are. So I may or may not come in over the weekend. And especially if I decide to have a sub, I'm gonna have to come in over the weekend. But it's just one of those days. Like, I literally just need to go ahead and leave and go home, because being here right now is not really doing me any good. So I have this stack of papers here that I need to deal with. This whole basket of things here, these need to be dealt with. And I don't know how much I will be getting through this weekend. So I'm probably gonna wrap things up here. I feel bad because this is not like leaving on and up, but I am leaving you this week with really just the reality of how I am feeling. We are 11 weeks into the school year. We just completed our 11th week. Next week will be the last week of the trimester. and it's been a long stretch with no time off, really no break, and I think just everything has gotten to me this week. I am tired, I am stressed, I am trying to stay positive, but some days I just can't. Some days it's really just feels like too much. But I did have some great days. I don't know if I said that earlier. I had some great days this week, and in a lot of ways my class has gotten better, so that I am aware of, but the last couple of days have just been difficult. One real positive is that I got some more work on the wall. That's some writing there. So that's it. I am going to try my hardest to rest this weekend and kind of shake these feelings that I have off, because I do not like feeling this way, and my kids don't need a teacher that's feeling this way, and that's the primary reason why I'm really contemplating taking a day off, so I can just kind of rest and get my mojo back. So that's all I have to say today. You guys have a great weekend, and I will see you Monday morning, hopefully with a much better smile on my face and a much better attitude, or a smile on my face period, because right now I'm really forcing a smile. So have a great weekend. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Morning, I did get a parking spot. I parked right off to the side of the school, which it's kind of out of the way, but it was an actual parking spot.